Welcome back.
Listen, obviously all this has been just one big misunderstanding. So you're going to give me Oscar's hands back, and we're going to get out of your city immediately.
Out of the question. I must have these hands. That is all.
You mentioned an automaton pianist, didn't you? Where did you find it?
I pieced it together myself, my dear. Except for the hands, that is. I admit that I underestimated the intricacy of this part of the design. A pianist's hands are very important, after all. But enough. Now he has a perfect set of hands.
Your passion amazes me. Have you designed any other automatons here?
No. Clockwork mechanisms do not interest me as such. I simply needed a robot capable of accompanying Helena Romanski on my huge organ. I adapted an existing model, a reject automaton secretary. I reconstructed it and adapted it to this new function.
An existing model, you say? Did you ever know Hans Vorarlberg? He was a kind of mechanical genius, like yourself.
Hans Vorarlberg? Yes. Or maybe... I don't know. No.
Sure, I understand. The number of automatons still functioning in this abandoned complex is amazing, though.
My dear, one thing is for sure. For many years, I have been totally alone here. If that man ever came to this city, he left long ago.
When you stepped on the train, you were trespassing on private property.
Everything in this city, sweet lady, belongs to the state. And to all intents and purposes, the state in this city is me.
My train is not a part of this factory. And besides, we never would have stopped here in the first place if its engine hadn't needed winding.
Well, as long as your train is at this station, it may be requisitioned and used for industrial purposes.
Out of the question, and I forbid you to do so.
Maybe I won't have to. Perhaps we can maybe come to some kind of agreement, my sweet lady.
I hope so, and fast. Please excuse me. I have to go now.
So be it.
Young Helena Romanski's crystal-clear voice moves amateurs and professionals alike, gathered for the 9th Voix d'Or Festival in Bruxelles. The young Russian soprano who was the revelation of the event. She is an exceptionally talented singer, and at the tender age of 20, Helena looks to have a very promising career ahead of her. Helena Romanski's finest numbers are collected here on this golden disc, millions of copies of which are being sold around the world. The Voice, Helena Romanski. Comrade Helena Romanski sings for the people, her series of recitals with piano performed in the factories of our great republic. After Kiev, our diva arrives at Kompolsgrad. Ravishing Helena is seen here with the factory director Comrade Borodin and several admirers. Helena Romanski's success in Europe is short. The great Helena Romanski, our nation's glory, appears and triumphs every night on Europe's most famous stages. Following from Milan, Paris, and Vienna, Helena Romanski gave an exceptional recital in which her voice was even more powerful and moving than ever. Helena Romanski at this point is at the peak of her artistic career, and her recitals that year are exceptional. The high point and testimony to this greatness is her unforgettable interpretation of Rigoletto, sung with her great friend the Russian tenor Frank Malkovich. Let us not forget that the latter has recently decided to pursue his career in the United States. Yesterday evening, adoring crowds filled out the bowl to say their fond farewells to Helena Romanski, their diva, making her last ever public appearance. Romanski revolutionized lyrical artistry, and her name has already passed into posterity. Through the well of emotion, her fatigue and illness, she merely managed to utter a tearful thank you. Madame Helena Romanski, Kempinski Apartments, 12-1 Mokhovaya Street, Moscow. Not known at this address. Return to sender. Komkolsgrad, June 15, 1997. Dear Helena, pray forgive me such familiarity of tone. I have written to you so often and for so long now that I feel I have come to know you intimately through my correspondence. I hope, if my previous letters have reached you, that you share this feeling. I am writing to you at this address for the 112th time. I hope that one day you will return there and you will find one of my letters, this one maybe. I can only hope. It's just that I have so much to say to you, so much to share. My work progresses well. As I wrote before, the hardest part was to put theory into practice. But I am gradually finding solutions to the problems and have managed to add a whole host of fine adjustments. The grand organ is now nearly complete. I can't wait for you to see it. Madam, I have transformed my factory into a crown, and I hope that you will be its jewel. It is a magnificent stage, one worthy of your talent and beauty. Helena, I feel so close to you. You and you alone are all I think about. The more time that goes by, the more certain I become that one day you will visit me in this factory that is dedicated entirely to you. I have immense hope in my heart and am awaiting your acceptance of my invitation. Yours in faith and devotion, Sergei Borodin. Well, we'll continue this in the next video.